Call to order, Town of Prescott Valley, regular town council meeting, October 24th, 2024. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Freund. Councilmember Zurcher.
Here.
Councilmember Greer.
Here.
Councilmember Dickinson.
Here.
Councilmember Schumacher.
Present.
Vice Mayor Hunt. Here. Mayor Palguda.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, if you would please all stand. The person who was doing the invocation wasn't able to make it tonight, so we're just going to do a short moment of silence, and then we'll start with the pledge. Thank you. Now, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance Item 3, Proclamation, Native American Heritage Month.
National Native American Heritage Month, November 2024. Whereas the ASDAR Yavapai Chapter of Prescott Valley, Arizona is sponsoring National Native American Heritage Month in the Tri-City area during the month of November. And whereas the history and culture of our great nation have been significantly influenced by Native American and Indigenous peoples. And whereas the contributions of Native Americans have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of America today. And whereas their customs and traditions are respected and celebrated as part of a rich legacy throughout the United States. And whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976 and recognition was expanded by Congress and approved by the President George Bush in August 1990. Designating the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month, now known as National Native American Heritage Month. And whereas in honor of National Native American Heritage Month, community celebrations as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical activities have been planned. Now, therefore, I, Kel Palguda, Mayor of the Town of Prescott Valley, Arizona, do hereby declare November 2024 as Native American Heritage Month in the Town of Prescott Valley and urge all of our citizens to observe this month with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Susan Neal, and I'm the current regent for Yavapai Daughters of American Revolution. And we thank the town of Prescott Valley very much for having this proclamation and helping to support us in what we do for other Americans. Thank you.
Scoot down. We're going to listen to Latoya. There you go. Here you go. Just hold on to this. There you go. One more time for him. Next up, I'd like to welcome down Larry Rankin from the Planning and Zoning Commission for his 10-year recognition.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Kennedy with the Development Services Department with the town, and I'd like to give recognition to Larry. He's been a volunteer for 10 years for the Planning and Zoning Commission. He's brought integrity, knowledge, and courtesy to our planning and zoning. We have a lot of cases that come through. They're either controversial or they're a no-brainer, but we've always had a lot of respect, and we care deeply for Larry, but we know he's going on with traveling and doing the things he actually loves to do, but he's certainly been a great volunteer all these years and put in a lot of time and dedication. And with this, we honor a plaque for him for his service and appreciation and dedication of service. And we thank you very much, Larry.
Next up, I'm going to welcome down Vice Mayor Hunt for the 9/11 essay winners, and then she'll follow that with the Student of the Month.
Hi, friends. Thanks for being here tonight. Uh, um, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that we have our youngest among us here because youth in our community is our future. And I'm so glad that we have such great representation and knowledge and people here of your ages to take care of us in the future. So thanks for being here and thanks for being involved. We have jerseys on tonight because Bradshaw Mountain Bears, nobody's going to say go Bears? And Prescott are playing a game tonight at 7 p.m. here at the high school on Glassford Hills. So if you're not doing anything after the meeting, we promise we're going to be done by 7. You're welcome to go over and support our Bears. So I have, we did an essay contest, and the title was, Why is 9/11 so important to remember and to honor the victims? So the Prescott Valley Healing Fields, one of 2 such in Arizona, was established to honor victims of September 11, 2001, and I hope you all had an opportunity to visit. So this essay is an educational opportunity for students to learn about 9/11 and the people from civilians to public safety. This is American patriotism and honors the sacrifice so many make to protect us and keep us free. So I'm going to call your names. If you can come up, and we're going to get a picture with the 6 of you, and then we're going to ask your principal and a teacher to come up, and we're going to get a big group shot. So Carson Huber is the first place winner from Pronghorn Ridge Middle School, 6th grade. And then our second place award is Ella Shembray from Liberty Traditional School. So I should probably say we have 2 first place winners, 2 second place winners, and 2 third place winners because it was a really hard contest. We had about 50 essays, and so we took 3 from some of the younger grades and then 3 from some of the other grades, the older grades. Next, we have a third place winner, and that is Emmy Benyon. Where's Emmy? Okay. And our next first place winner is Nicole Lorenko. Where's Nicole? And then our very proud second place winner is Graham Johnson. And Graham is the youngest among us because he's only in 5th grade. And then we also have one more third place winner, and I'm proud to announce from Bradshaw Mountain Middle School, Aviana Brazil. So I probably should say we have 3 representatives from Liberty Traditional School. And a representation from Pronghorn Ridge Middle School. And then from our elementary school, Humboldt Elementary School. And from Bradshaw Mountain Middle School. So this is the most we've ever had from different schools. So I'm going to have you guys line up here and we're going to get a picture and then a principal and a teacher are going to come up. So follow me. Okay, and hold your, okay, so, yeah, hold it up. There you go. Okay, quickly, a principal and a teacher. Stand by your kiddos.
I'll make it like off to the side though, so it's not too weird.
So thanks a lot. We're so proud of you. Make sure you put this on your resume because this is a big deal. Okay, next we're going to do Student of the Month. And I would like to call up Mr. Bradshaw and Leah McHenry and Preston Raniker and Michael from the Seropolis. Okay, the town of Prescott Valley, in collaboration with the Optimist Club of Yavapai County and Bradshaw Mountain High School, are honoring our two outstanding students for October. Welcome, Leah McHenry and Preston Raniker. We're recognizing Leah and Preston for their school and community engagement. Because of their hard work, they've been nominated by their school staff and instructors at Bradshaw Mountain High School. Congratulations, you two. So we're going to ask both of them to tell us a little bit about themselves, and then we'll hear from Principal Rick Bradshaw and Optimist Michael Whiting. Leah, could you start, and then Preston follow her?
Good afternoon. My name is Leah McHenry, and I am a senior at Bradshaw Mountain High School. I am so glad that I got the opportunity to speak in front of all of you guys tonight about my experiences and the incredible journey I have had so far being the Secretary for Student Council and a Link Leader at Bradshaw Mountain High School. Student Council is all about representing the voice of the student body and working tirelessly to make our school a better place. From organizing school dances and spirit weeks to planning pep assemblies, my goal is to foster and create school pride. I have also been a part of LINK for the past 2 years. This program is designed to help the incoming freshmen to feel welcome and appreciated as they navigate the challenges through their first year of high school. Through a variety of activities and mentorship opportunities, the LINK program aims to ease the transition from middle school to high school. LINK members are trained for 2 days during the summer to offer guidance and support to the freshmen, helping them with everything from finding their classes to understanding the school policies. I love supporting the student body and getting involved because it allows me to make a positive impact on our school community. Student Council and LINK has taught me the importance of leadership, teamwork, and dedication. I feel honored to represent the voice of my fellow students and work towards improving our school environment. It's incredibly rewarding to see the difference we can make when we come together with a common goal. I'm so thankful for my family and my staff that have supported me throughout my high school years that have led me to be the October Student of the Month. Thank you for your time.
as high as it goes? Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Preston Raniker. I'm a senior student athlete at Bradshaw Mountain High School. I'm a one-time Link Leader, which is a program for freshman success. We run a assembly and freshman orientation to build trust with freshman students. I'm a 3-year varsity basketball player. I was a part of Bradshaw's best ever basketball team. We made it all the way to the Final Four. And I'm also currently the varsity captain. I was a Boys State delegate, and for anyone that doesn't know, Boys State is a government program where a few junior boys from every school in Arizona come together to build a government from the ground up. I heard from a lot of great speakers and learned a lot about the political world. I also met the state treasurer, Kimberly Yee, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. My community involvements include a partnership with Arizona Adaptive Water Sports for a day on Bartlett Lake. We assisted disabled people to participate in things like water skiing, tubing, and wake surfing. It was a super fun experience and made me realize how little it takes to make a difference in someone's life. I'm also currently on the scout team for Yavapai women's basketball, helping prepare them for their upcoming season. It's a great way to get some preseason reps, but also help others improve. I would also like to thank my family, teachers, and community for this opportunity.
Wow, what a night, huh? Thank you, Mayor Palguda. Thank you, Town Council. Thank you for not only celebrating our students, but all our students in our community. So congratulations to everybody. Yes, we have a big game against Prescott tonight. We're very excited. We're probably going to race over there. Game starts at 7. If you can't make it, it is on TV tonight on Channel 7, the CW7. So that's just a little plug for watching our Bears hopefully win the region champs tonight. So thank you again.
Well, it's nice to see all the students here tonight. I agree. It's a great night to celebrate, I think, our youth in the community. And Leah and Preston are two of those that we, as the Optimist Club, the Bradshaw Mountain High School, and the Prescott Valley Town Council are celebrating tonight. So we're glad they're here. They're Student of the Month, and it's just one of the rewards as a result of their commitment and hard work in their journey at Bradshaw Mountain High School. And it's coming to an end. So we know we're looking forward to what's in store for our students of the month. We know this is just the beginning for further achievements and personal growth through new opportunities. Whether you pursue a career, take up a trade, or continue education in college or vocational or technical school, obviously you are ready. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. We'd also like to recognize those who supported Leah and Preston in addition to the staff and teachers at Bradshaw Mountain High School, and that is their parents. If your parents are here, if the parents are here, would like to stand up for Leah or Preston, please do that. Don't be shy. Please give a round of applause. Because without you and Bradshaw Mountain High School, we wouldn't see Leah or Preston here tonight for sure. So it is with sincere pleasure that we congratulate you on behalf of Optimist Club of Yavapai County, the town of Prescott Valley, and Bradshaw Mountain High School. And we'd like to give you a little memento of this joyous occasion tonight. And that is, we're going to ask our council member to pass out the certificates. I'm going to read one because I forgot my cheat sheet. Actually says Optimist Club of Yavapai County, in partnership with Bradshaw Mountain High School and town of Prescott Valley, certify that Leah McHenry has been named October Student of the Month. Same with Preston. Congratulations. Let's hear it for them. And one last order of business. As you can hear, the Optimist Club is involved with the town and with the high school, and we have 10 different elements of the Optimist Creed, and we're going to give them a copy of this that they can take with them too in their further endeavors, wherever that may take you. And I thought I'd just read one of the 10 elements just to give you an idea of what the Optimist Creed is all about. To think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. So we're glad you're here tonight. Congratulations. If you can stay here for a minute, we'll take a picture. And one last round of applause for our students of the night.
Thank you. So keep in mind, you can follow all of our local public schools on Facebook. And when they have their games and their tournaments and their fall festivals and their drama plays, please go. We need to support our kids. It's so important because they're our future.
Next up on item 5A, on the eve of the World Series, it's pretty fitting. We have Prescott Valley Little League All-Star winner recognition tonight. I'd like to welcome down Prescott Valley Little League President Corey Sanders.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Mayor Palguta and the Town Council for having us here today once again. And I say once again because I had the privilege to stand here in 2021 with a group of all-stars, three groups of all-stars that also won the district championship. And I'll come back to that here in a second, but I wanted to say thank you. So thank you for having us back, Mayor Palguta. I want you to understand a little bit about Prescott Valley Little League. Prescott Valley Little League is a volunteer organization that serves our youth athletes in the community. We have, this last year, we had 66 different teams that range from the T-ball age all the way through the juniors baseball and softball age. We serve over 700 players in our community this last year. So that was pretty cool. And we had record numbers this year. So that was a big accomplishment. I also want to point out that our effort to serve these youth in our community through Prescott Valley Little League cannot happen without the support of the town of Prescott Valley. The town of Prescott Valley provides the fields use at no charge for us, which is amazing. They also partner with us in preparing the fields before each game. So really appreciate that. And I think they deserve a round of applause for that as well. In addition to the town of Prescott Valley supporting us, we also could not run our organization without the support of local businesses, local business owners and donors. Could just be families or businesses. The majority of our ability to provide the service to our youth comes from our community. So please support our local communities here in Prescott Valley, or our local businesses here in Prescott Valley. With that said, we're going to start off with our minors softball District 10 champions, and I'm going to introduce Scott Rudolph, who is the coach, and I'll let him introduce his coaches and players. Scott?
Hello, everyone. Same thing, I just want to say thanks to the council for recognizing the girls. It's an awesome accomplishment for them, and it's cool to see them recognized, and for everybody for kind of one of their first little championships that they get. So I realize it's Little League softball, but I just want to say as far as coaches go, myself and Joey Gabron, and then Chad Huber's back there, he helps us too, and then Brittany Pena helped us a lot too. It is a lot of fun, and it's a privilege to be able to coach them and just to see them compete and try to win and care. It kind of puts it in perspective for us, and it's a blast for us too. So appreciate the parents for trusting us for doing that too. From there, you just want me to throw out the names? Okay. All right, so first we have Anna Fedema. Right. Ava Davis. Brielle Rudolph. Cameron Huber. Charlie Dutton. Ella Fawcett. Kennedy Clayton. Lakeland Pena. Lays Lamata. Macy Wallace. Zoe Isa. And then the last one I just want to recognize, the 10U has actually won the district championship 3 years in a row. And I don't know if this has ever happened before, but Mackenzie Driscoll is a 3-time champion of that.
While they're getting set there to take pictures, I've got permission to send down the next team. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our Majors Baseball District Champions and Coach Derek Torina, and he's going to introduce his coaching staff and team.
Yeah, we'll just do that kind of thing. What's up, Prescott Valley? Hey, I want to thank council members and mayor. Thanks for recognizing these young athletes. I actually was in Prescott Valley Little League in 1985, so I've been playing myself. So I've been around this for a while. You guys are doing a great job. But we had a great team. Thanks to parents. The parents were so helpful with everything, and we had a great season. So we're gonna bring up Aiden Martinez. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Also, I need to recognize John Rocha, Jesse Palumbo, some of the best coaches in town. Carson Hill, come on down. Next, we have Phoenix Barker. Vincent Torina. Danny. Jesse Palumbo Jr. Daniel Chun. Take the whole thing. Colin Fedema. Nathan Corona. Nate Dowd. Jonah Rocha. Jax Colombo. Hunter Wise. And Jacob Moreno. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and congratulations again to our Majors Baseball District 10 champions. All right, at this time, I'd like to introduce the coaching staff for the Prescott Valley Little League Junior Softball District champions. Corey Sanders. Is Corey here? I'd actually like to bring our whole coaching staff up here. So Derek Fringer and Tony Colombo, if you guys could join me up here. So I mentioned that I was going to come back to standing up here in 2021. And for some of the minor softball team, I kind of want you guys to hear this a little bit as well. Congratulations on 3 years in a row. I think that's pretty cool. And that's a huge accomplishment. In 2021, the majority of this junior softball team stood up here and got recognized by the town of Prescott Valley as well for winning districts. And as we went down to state, as many of you guys know, we get there and it's tough competition, right? So there's a lot of big teams. You get down to Phoenix or Tucson or wherever it is, and it's tough to compete with those bigger teams. But our team this year had a goal in mind, and that was to win one game, right? And we talked about that. Hey, if we could just win one game, that would be pretty cool, right? And so we were lucky enough that our girls worked their butt off, and we actually won the first game that we played down there, which was a huge accomplishment. We as a team had not won a game at state before. We were always 2-0. And so the next morning we happened to lose that game. And so we kind of thought things were going to go the way they had gone in the past, and we were going to come home early. But then they fought, and they won through the losers bracket. They won again. They won again. They kept winning. And I have to say thank you to the parents and families, because that trip was very expensive. We stayed in Tucson for about a whole week down there, hotel rooms and eating out, and it was an expensive trip. So congratulations to our girls, and for those minor softball players, I want you guys to know that between 2021 and today, these girls have been working hard. They've been working for the last 2 years. Some of them haven't even taken a week off of softball. They've been working for 2 years to be able to have the accomplishment of coming in second place in the state of Arizona. So congratulations. And I know that we're in a hurry right now, so you have to bear with me. I've had each of our girls prepare a 10-minute speech. So just kidding, I'll get started. All right, so the first recognition, Absidy Knittel. Aubriana Marquez. Belle Maison. Hayden Wright. Layla Silva. Lily Butler. Lily Cazal is not here. She's not feeling well, so I'll save this for her, but congratulations to her as well. Mia Colombo. Michaela Sanders. Rosalyn Martinez. Sanaya Lewis. Sky Oberon. And Sophia Abstance. Congratulations again to our Prescott Valley Little League Junior Softball Arizona runners-up of the state of Arizona. Congratulations. I do have one more quick thing after we take a picture, so girls, stay here for a second. All right, before they take off here, I have one more piece of business here. Again, as a token of thank you to the town of Prescott Valley, we'd like to present the town of Prescott Valley with a game ball signed by all of our junior softballs.
Hey, that's awesome.
Get a picture with the game ball? All right, you guys can leave. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone, for coming.
They're actually, some of them are heading to practice right now.
Nice. Next up, call to the public. At this time, members of the public may comment on matters listed on the agenda or solely on matters within the jurisdiction of the town. Any persons wishing to address the council must register their name with the town clerk prior to the commencement of the meeting. The council's response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented upon, or asking that a matter be put on a future agenda. Such remarks shall be limited to 3 minutes unless additional time is granted by the mayor. And as always, folks, you have 3 minutes. At 30 seconds left, you're going to hear a ding, and that's your warning to wrap everything up. And then at the end of your 3 minutes, you're going to hear multiple dings, and that is your time for the evening. But of course, you can always make an appointment with council. All right, guys. Clerk?
Aaron Hunt, Max Hathaway, Bert Hunt.
Welcome, Ms. Hunt.
My name is Karen Hunt. Can someone, how do I move this? Okay, oh, I see. My name is Karen Hunt and I live in Prescott Valley. I noticed that some of the council members belong to the Citizen Alliance groups because they didn't, because of Lakeshore, because of the deer. I am so tired of calling in dead deer, dead boar, and also, God, I forgot. I had it all in my brain. Wild animals. And I think I would like to make a suggestion. A lot of people from California does not know what it's like living in a rural area like this. I do, because I come from Kansas. And when a raccoon, by the way, dead raccoon. So far, I had reported about close to 9 wild animals that I found on Blood Alley and Fane Road. If you guys don't know what Blood Alley is, that's Highway 69. 65 years ago, there was a car full of nuns that was heading towards Prescott Valley, and someone ran into him, and all 5 of those nuns died instantly. So they started calling that Highway 69 for the longest time Blood Alley. And so you might want to think about because a lot of Californians never lived in rural areas like I did, like Wyandotte County, Kansas, Colby, Kansas, Hayes, Kansas, etc. And so you might want to put beware of wildlife signs along Blood Alley and Fane Road. Because every time I think I've reported about 9 dead wildlife animals. And I'm tired of seeing these poor little animals being killed because the Californians can't get the lead out of their right shoe. So I just want to let you guys know that. I'm sick and tired of these people coming from California, lived in the city, have no idea what it's like living in a rural area where there's wildlife. I do, because I lived in Kansas for many years until 1967. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Hathaway, you're up. Welcome, sir.
Mayor Palguda, members of the Town Council, Mr. Legler, Mr. Davidson, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I have a request to make of the Town Council, and that request is that the Town Council place on an upcoming agenda the consideration and voting on an ordinance that would repeal the ordinance that was passed on September 12th with respect to the annexation and zoning map change for the Lakeshore 650 project. In my view, such an ordinance would offer the Town Council 2 valuable opportunities. One, if the council were to otherwise proceed with a special election, having that ordinance repeal the ordinance would save a substantial sum of money. I'm told that could be anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, possibly even more. Secondly, and I think more important than that, it gives the Town Council an opportunity in an unequivocal and formal manner to recognize the voices of so many of the residents of this town who stood in opposition to the Lakeshore 650 project. There is, I think, unfortunately, at times in this community, a yawning chasm between the Town Council and how it feels and the perception of the Town Council and its values by the citizens. I think the last-minute effort to raise the signature requirement from 1,455 signatures to 5,709 was unfortunately viewed by many in this community as brinksmanship. You now have the opportunity, if you were to follow my request, to let the citizens know that their voices do matter and you do listen to them. I think the time has come to open the dance floor to pragmatism and to a recognition that the values and views of the citizens matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hunt, welcome. This is not an item that's on the agenda. We can't do that. Mr. Hunt.
Oh, I thought you were going next. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Can you hear me okay? I wanted to speak briefly about some of the statutes that have been considered and those being considered regarding the needs of the people in our community that are becoming homeless and losing their homes. I want to speak on behalf of some that aren't here tonight to speak for themselves. And I wanted to start with, as we use the word homeless, it may mean different things to different people. I want to tell you about 3 conversations I've had with 3 specific people, and I shorten this because of our limitation on time, but I'm going to speak on behalf of them. First is, his name is Don, and if he were here, he would say, my name is Don. In my 30s and 40s, I was a very successful businessman, and then in my 50s, I had stroke, more than 1 stroke. Due to the medical bills, I lost my health, I lost my wealth, and now I'm in my 80s and I'm sleeping in my car. I never thought I'd be homeless. But I make less than $1,000 a month and I have no other option and nowhere to go. I walk with the help of a walker. I have nowhere to live except my car. Second one, my name is Jackie. My husband and I lived in Prescott Valley for more than 20 years. We worked our careers, we raised a family. He recently passed away and my income was reduced and I was evicted. I'm now 87 years old, never thought I'd be homeless, but I am. I don't want to be an imposition on anybody, so I'm not asking for anybody's help. I bought a tent and I'm going to go out and camp in the woods because I don't know what else to do. Third one I want to share with you is, my name is Stuart. I grew up in Prescott. I was a star athlete in high school. That then became a firefighter and worked in the dental industry. Then my health became bad. I had several surgeries. Most recently, I had a metal rod placed in my leg, and it was so painful I could put no weight on my leg. I was then informed by the medical rehab facility that my insurance would stop paying tomorrow and I would be out. No wheelchair, nowhere to walk, just shown to the front door. Never thought I'd be homeless, but I am. I'm pleased to say that these are three of the people that we were able to take into the House of Hope and give them housing, but there's many more that we can't. And many that, due to the housing crisis, are losing their homes at an alarming rate and sleeping on the streets or sleeping in their cars. And I'm concerned if the thing we're considering is that they can no longer do that. And I know it's said to be for their safety, but we all know that's really not the case. You know, I thought about the children that were up here. Wonderful potential in life. What if one of them, 40 years from now, became homeless and lost their home? Do they have less value then than they do now? I think a lot of people are going to be affected by the decisions made, and it also speaks and defines who we are as a community. So I ask us you consider maybe a committee to review other options for them and not making a hasty decision. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Strovas, Julie Strovas, Patricia Betzold.
Welcome, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, Council and Mayor, Mr. Legler, Mr. Davidson, Ms. Greenwood. I would just like to say a few things here. As you all know, before the Prescott Valley Town Council election, emails were jamming up our inboxes and talking points were being spread like wildfire. It was childish, ugly, and embarrassing. Nothing was vetted, so untruths were put out to hundreds and probably many, many more residents of Prescott Valley and beyond. These were very troubling days for Prescott Valley, and they damaged our reputation as the beautiful town we all know and love. I had hoped that I would never have to receive or hear about these types of nasty emails tearing down our town or the good people who serve our town after the election was over. However, my hopes were dashed as the degrading and hateful emails and chatter continue. Most recently, a ridiculously long email found its way to hundreds of inboxes, revealing one-sided ramblings about the town business, highlighting citizens' names and alleged financial standings. It also highlighted a venomous attack on the support for our largest opportunities for our youth. Is the new Prescott Valley Council majority anti-children at a time when we, as a community, should be the most supportive of our youth? A time when kids are faced with more negative social challenges than ever? Are these the same people who felt Prescott Valley needed to be saved? How does the new council plan to save Prescott Valley by knocking our kids out at the knees? As a proud Prescott Valley citizen, I have great concern over the spew that is coming from a particular newly elected council member who hasn't even been sworn in yet, and his constant negativity, personal attacks, and deranged ramblings are being sent to citizens of this town and others. This behavior is unbecoming of a civil servant, and it is certainly unbecoming of a stable human being. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Patricia Betzel, 3883 North Fairfax Road. I'm not wearing my black hair tonight because I'm thinking I don't have to dodge any bullets. But I am hearing, and Stop Lake Shore 650 is hearing, that the range war in PV is not yet over. So we just wanted to remind the council of a few things. With less than 20 volunteers, grassroots groups got together in PV to change the face of the council. helping to elect not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 new councilmen with enough majority to win outright in the primary. Congratulations to all the candidates and also to the volunteers that helped elect them and the citizenship of PV. With less than 30 volunteers, we began the work of repealing a major decision of council. By the end of 22 days, more than 20 more volunteers had joined us and collected more than 4,700 signatures on a referendum petition to stop Lakeshore 650. Congratulations to all the volunteers and the citizens who participated. And finally, let us remind the council that in the middle of this, Stop Lakeshore 650 had no choice but to sue the town of Prescott Valley when they attempted to tread on our constitutional right to referendum. Congratulations to our legal team and Stop Lakeshore 650 for having the guts to stand up to the town. We won. Now this council has another decision to make. Continue bucking the will of the people and our vision for PV, or start working with us because we aren't going anywhere. P.S. We will be joining forces soon with the other grassroots groups to support our future. As we saw tonight, the kids of PV, by stopping the proposed mine and the silica dust it will produce, a mine planned close to Bradshaw Mountain Middle School. Thank you so much. Join us.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, council communications. We'll start to my right, Councilman Zurcher. Councilman Greer, Vice Mayor. Mr. Davison, moving on to manager's report.
No report.
Next up, item consent agenda. All matters listed under consent agenda are considered routine by the town council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately for discussion. Council, there's only 2 items on the consent agenda. If there's any questions on this, we can remove an item or we can entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve all items listed under consent agenda by electronic vote.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Mayor, that passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, old business, town code restriction, public solicitation from motor vehicles, ordinance 2024-944, consideration of possible action. Lieutenant, welcome. This is a second reading. Council, do we have any questions for the lieutenant? That being said, clerk.
Ordinance number 2024-944, an ordinance of the mayor and common council of the town of Prescott Valley, a municipal corporation of Arizona, enacting town code section 10-01-170, prohibited solicitation, in article 10-01 offenses of chapter 10 offenses, providing that all other chapters, articles, and section of the town code not herein amended shall remain in full force and effect, providing that if any provision in this ordinance is held invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, the remaining provision shall not be affected but shall continue in full force and effect, and providing that this ordinance shall be effective 30 days after its passage and approval according to law.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall this ordinance pass?
Councilmember Zurcher? That passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, item 10B, Town Code Amendment, Chapter 6 and 9, Neighborhood Services and Development, Services Coordination, Ordinance 2024-945. Mr. Legler?
If you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
Council, as you recall, we discussed this in study session with Mr. Legler and staff. If there's no other questions for him or anyone else, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and read the ordinance. Ordinance number 2024-945, an ordinance of the mayor and common council of the town of Prescott Valley, a municipal corporation of Arizona, amending various sections of Chapter 6, Animal Control, and Chapter 9, Health and Sanitation of the Town Code to authorize the new Neighborhood Services Department to administer and enforce the town's property maintenance and animal control codes, and to enact requirements related to the reasonable restraint of dogs, providing that all their chapters, articles, and section of the Town Code, not herein amended, shall remain in full force and effect, providing that if any provision in this ordinance is held invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, the remaining provisions shall not be affected but shall continue in full force and effect, and providing that this ordinance shall be effective 30 days after its passage and approval according to law.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall this ordinance pass?
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, item 11A, Class A bingo license for the Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, number 319. This is a public hearing which is open. Clerk?
Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, number 319, submitted a new application for a Class A bingo license to be conducted on Thursdays at 2 p.m. at 6501 East 6th Street. Class A licensees generally obtain a license for recreational and social purposes, returning all gross receipts to the players and prizes. Town Council has the option to either recommend for or against approval of the application to the Arizona Department of Revenue. If disapproved by the local governing body, the endorsement shall contain the specific reasons for disapproval. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As I mentioned, this is a public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak about bingo? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Council, if we have any questions, now's the time. If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor and Council, I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval of a Class A bingo license for the Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, number 319, by electronic vote.
I'll second that.
Clerk, please call the vote.
Council, that passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, Town Code Urban Camping Restrictions, Public-Private Property, Consideration and Possible Action. Lieutenant is back. We also discussed this one at the study session, and I believe at that time sent you back with some homework. Is that correct, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir, it is.
You want to just discuss that briefly?
So we went back, we took a whole list of all the resources we have available in our community for people experiencing homelessness, which can be caused by a multitude of different factors. As we heard from Mr. Hunt today, he expressed some of the factors of the people that he's experienced. We went into depths of anything from mental health to needing a job, to having a substance abuse disorder, or just falling on hard times. As we know, the economy is not the best right now. Some people just don't have enough money to make ends meet. So just different resources that we could provide. We reached out and spoke to those individual corporations, businesses. We sought out what type of resources we can pass on, how we as law enforcement could be the median in between them to help them get those resources. And on top of that, we're revising our patrol books that all of our officers have, which has a multitude of resources for everything that we do. And so these resources that we have will be listed in that as well.
Great, thank you, ma'am. Council, any comments or questions for the Lieutenant? Vice Mayor.
I just want to say thank you for going back and chatting with all of our service agencies in Prescott Valley that serve those experiencing homelessness. Bert, thank you for your comments. It's hard because we don't have a location for these individuals to stay, and approving this ordinance, I think, is very necessary, and you've worked so hard on it, but we do need to look at a shelter in the near future. And there are organizations that are interested in either expanding or providing shelter in Prescott Valley. So I think that's something that we seriously need to look at. There's grants available. That way you all don't have to drive to Prescott. If you find somebody that is, if they have a bed of their 13, we can have our own shelter here in Prescott Valley. So thank you for all your work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other comments, Council? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to read ordinance number 2024-946, adopting urban camping restrictions by title only on 2 separate occasions, then place the same on final passage by electronic vote.
Can I have a second, please?
Councilmember Schumer. Thank you. That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ordinance number 2024-946, an ordinance of the Mayor and Common Council of the Town of Prescott Valley, a municipal corporation of Arizona, enacting Town Code Section 10-01-180 urban camping in Article 10-01 offenses of Chapter 10 offenses, providing that all other chapters, articles, and section of the Town Code not herein amended shall remain in full force and effect, providing that if any provision in this ordinance is held invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, the remaining provisions shall not be affected but shall continue in full force and effect, and providing that this ordinance shall be effective 30 days after its passage and approval according to law. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to item 11C, FDP 19-007.M1, Jasper Phase 2. Mr. Jacobson, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. The town council is being asked to consider a request by Mr. Benny Wells on behalf of Jasper Eco Development for a modification to setbacks for residential lots that are contained within Jasper 2. The general location that you see here shows the Jasper entire subdivision just west of Granville, as you can see here, just south of 89A. And what they're looking to do, this particular phase for the final development plat, FDP 19-007, was initially approved 24th of February 2022. And with that, the setbacks for the lots for the entire plat and FDP had the side setbacks of 5 feet for each lot. So the request tonight is for a range of lots, 80 total, to be consistent with that. The way the applicant has described is that those range of lots, it was inadvertent that it showed a 10-foot setback on the sides only. And their request is to reduce that to 5 feet to be consistent with the entire Jasper FDP development. A couple of things that staff looks at considering, as you might understand, when the request comes in, we look at the entire development, as I mentioned, and look at the size of the lots. One of the things we look at is the history and was there consideration and intention to have the 10-foot setback as opposed to the 5. So what we did is we looked at as staff phase 1, 2, and 3 of those comparable lot sizes. And as I mentioned, they were approved and they're shown with the 5-foot side setback. As it happens, Jasper Phase 1 as you can see here, if you look at the left portion of this slide towards the bottom, again, it reinforces that it was approved with the 5-foot setbacks. To the center is Phase 2, and we wanted to look at that as staff as well. Again, if you look at the bottom center under Phase 3, it shows, again, the 5-foot side setbacks. And then finally, on the right side to the bottom, it shows the 5-foot setbacks for the majority of the lots, aside from the 80 that I mentioned. So the 80, as you can see to the bottom right, that range of lots that the request is specifically for shows a 10-foot side setback. So we look at that as staff, again, put this in context to see how it is or is not consistent with the remainder of the phases. What you see here is the highlighted, that range of lots, the 80 lots. And again, if you look at the square footage of those lots, it's comparable to those other 2 phases that I had just shown. So again, we look at that as staff to consider and compare to the rest of the development. So here you see what's been described. The magenta color shows the 10-foot setback as it was recorded, and the hatched area shows the request to reduce to 5 feet. And again, that's a range of lots, the 363 to the 443, which is the 80 lots mentioned. I would like to highlight as part of this discussion that this does not change the density in any way of this subdivision. I think that's really important. Again, that's a consideration that staff looks at to see how that aligns with not only Jasper, but other developments. And the code does allow a minimum of 5-foot setback. That's another item that we look at. So the staff in review, just to be aware, we treat this seriously. We look at it. We circulate it to our multiple disciplines within development services and other departments. So our engineers looked at it. We look at the drainage to make sure there's no adverse impact. As you might know, with grading and drainage ways could possibly be between residential lots. So that was all looked at. No adverse impact was revealed, no findings of adverse impact. So in general, the site development shows those setbacks, the accommodation that they're looking for. One of the benefits of doing this, you might understand, is that the product that the developer has in their portfolio, the footprint, the architecture, one of the benefits, if this moves forward, is it allows them to put any of their products on these lots. And that's usually a goal or a consideration for the developer. So if this is approved, it would allow the developer to do that and not have to only limit a certain product for a certain lot. So that's something we looked at and we considered. So what we'd like to do as staff is recommend the approval of this adjustment in the side setback.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobson. I see the applicant is in the audience. Is there anything you wish to add, Mr. Wells? All right. Councilwoman?
So you're saying what's not against it, but what is the advantage of reducing it down to 5 feet?
As I mentioned, it allows a developer to not be limited in their portfolio of products, their houses. It gives them that flexibility so that they don't have to pick and choose and say, oh, this lot size, we can only put these certain products on there. It opens it up so if a potential buyer comes in, looks at this lot and says, I like this lot, I want to put this house on it, they're all available.
So it's making the thumbprint of the house be more pliable for where it can go, correct? Okay, you can put a larger size on a smaller lot because of the setbacks being smaller. Okay, is there any kind of question as to fire safety being closer?
No, it meets the minimums. Now, I would like to mention on that subject that this was discussed, and we try not to assume that it allows a larger house, because you know that with the grading and drainage, depends on each lot. So it doesn't necessarily mean they can put a larger home on it. It may just mean that they can do the grading so that it works better. You can avoid retaining walls, so that's another benefit.
Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mr. Jacobson. Have any of these lots been sold already?
They have not.
And does this require a correction to the deeds on these lots? Would that be, I was reading about what the Scrivener error
Yes.
Considers and what the difference is.
It does not change, and that Scrivener's error is simply just an inadvertent. This was not the intention. It was an oversight by the applicant's account, that it was an oversight on the engineering side and on the developer side, that they originally intended to have it as a 5-foot setback. And now that they're getting to that point of development, this was revealed to them. Now that they're really getting into phase 2 and looking at these lots, they realize this mistake, as they call it. So,
Mr. Wells, it looks like you have something to add.
Hello, folks. Benny Wells. I'm here to confirm that none of those
Please.
none of those lots have been sold. We still own them, so therefore they're not in the hands of anyone else except us. No houses have been built.
Anything else for the applicant? With that being said, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign resolution number 2024-2392, approving the requested minor modification FDP 19-007 M1 Jasper Phase 2 by electronic vote.
Can I have a second?
Second that.
Clerk, please call the vote.
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, we've come to the end of our evening, end of the agenda. Is there anything else to add? Seeing none. Meeting adjourned. Thanks for coming out, everyone.